Oh yes, hot and spicy, just like me. Anyways, the old coot here coming back at you with another exciting video. I've had a few of these now. This is Ramen Express by Chef Woo. They're very delicious. I've had like maybe, I would say like 4 or 5 of them, and I just wanted to show everybody how I do it. This is what I do. What I do is I get like 3 of them, right? And I like a more ramen centric experience versus like the broth. So what I'll do is I'll put 1 cup of water in the bottom of the bowl, then put 3 of these, like the actual ramen, on top, and then stick it in the microwave for about a minute and a half. And what I'll do is, like, at this point now, it's been about like a minute since I've taken them out. What I'll do is I'll flip these over. So like that side, that bottom side has had a chance to absorb some of the liquid. It's still kind of crunchy, but eventually they'll soften up, and then I can really kind of spread them out, get them more hydrated, right? Get them more rehydrated, I should say. But you can kind of tell what's going on here, and this one's kind of going good. But I like a more, like I said, I like more ramen to water ratio or broth ratio, so that's why I do it this way. But as you can see, eventually they'll all kind of mingle in there. The flavor is absolutely amazing. Like, I got to give them credit to Chef Wu and their ingredients and all that. And this happens to be a vegetarian version of something that has shrimp flavor. So how do they do that? Let's take a look at the label. And yeah, there's a lot of ingredients in here. We'll take a look at the ingredients in a second, but there's a lot of stuff in here. So 280 calories, right? 1 cup. Basically, there's your fat, your carbohydrates, your total sugars, your protein. So it's great that you're getting 5 grams of protein. And then your potassium, right? You got that stuff going on. Sodium, that's always a big one. There's 1,000 milligrams of sodium in here. So just keep that in mind. I guess if you put less of that herbs and spice mix that's in there, maybe you get a little bit less sodium, but ramen is ramen. It is what it is. The saltiness adds to the flavor. So anyways, here's what's going on in here. So enriched unbleached flour, right? That's what's in there. You got niacin, right? It's enriched, so it's got all those extra vitamins in there, or whatever, minerals. Palm oil, right? There's your seasoning, which is salt, sugar, spices, maltodextrin, a lot of stuff, soy sauce, hydrolyzed soy and corn protein. Basically, that's where that protein's coming from. Also, I believe that's how they're mimicking or kind of replicating that shrimp flavor. So that's what's going on there. And then you got all this other stuff in there. No added MSG, right? There's so much salt in here. I don't even think they need the MSG. But anyways, that's basically what it is. The taste is great. It is spicy. It kind of like, I equate it to like that white people spicy, where maybe like it hits you for about maybe a good like 5 or 10 seconds, and then it goes away pretty quick. But it's not like hot, like Tabasco sauce hot or Serrano chili hot by any stretch of the imagination. I think it's just more of like there's a lot of spices going on, and you get some spiciness. And yes, there is a little bit of heat, like in terms of like that chili kind of heat going on, but it goes away quickly. How can you make this better? It's hard to say because it's actually good on its own. And like I said, now we're about, I would say about 4 minutes after taking this out of the microwave, right? So I microwaved it for about a minute and a half, give or take. And there's enough residual heat in the water there to kind of help to hydrate those noodles, right? The ramen that's in there. And as you can see, I've got like a huge bowl of, of ramen now. So what I could do now is I could flip this back over, right? The side that still needs to hydrate a little bit. I'm doing pretty good. And in the meantime, I can start eating these. But yeah, the flavor is amazing. The taste is amazing. You could see the peas. You could see there's some corn in there, which is very typical of like these dehydrated noodly type things. But think of all the situations where you could use this. So like today's Christmas, Merry Christmas, everybody out there. Happy holidays to whatever, tradition or culture you follow. Happy Hanukkah. I think that's also going on too, right? Kwanzaa, all that good stuff. But anyways, this is one of those situations where like, I know I'm going to have a huge dinner later with a bunch of people, and I just need something to carry me over until that point, right? Until that point where I'm eating. College kids, right? Office workers, if you're a construction type person and you have access to hot water. I've seen some creative things. I've seen like single wall stainless steel water bottle, right? They'll put it next to the engine block and they'll let the engine idle, like construction worker guys. They'll do that kind of thing to kind of heat up the water. And then basically they'll pour the water directly into here. And you can use these as your serving implement of choice. Basically, the dried ramen is inside of there, and it's like a little hockey puck, like you saw at the beginning of the video. It's like a little hockey puck, and then basically they would pour the water into here. Or if you have a way to heat up water at work or at home, you can boil it, you can microwave it, you can kind of do whatever you want to do. It's one of those things that's kind of like, happily, lovingly made in the USA. There you go. 2.25 ounces, that's the dry weight. And then obviously when you add the water to it, if you add 16 ounces of water, you're looking at like 18.25 ounces of total finished product here. But anyways, it tastes great. Look at that. There's no dairy, there's no MSG. That's the other certification. It's halal certified, right? So if you're of that culture or origin or whatever. And then paper cup, please recycle. So you can do that. Caution, product is hot, contains. There you have all that experience. And then there was the rest of that label and all that good stuff. There's the distribution company. South Carolina, I'm guessing, right? Ramen by Chef Woo. But anyways, great little product. I'm totally happy. The taste is amazing. And like I said, I think I'm at that point now where I'm just about rehydrated. If you do this process in the cup itself, what I would recommend is just put maybe open this up like partially and then pour your water and then just reclose the top of the lid. And with that being said, let's go ahead and look at how you're actually really supposed to do it. So here's your actual instructions. If you want to go ahead and check those out. Heat transfers through the cup and the lid, so be careful. Basically what they're saying is that if you put hot water in here, if you add boiling water to this, it's going to be hot. So just, try to leave yourself enough room here up top to when you grab it, you have like a little bit of leeway there. But anyways, here are your instructions, right? Side by side, if you want to go ahead and take a screenshot. I did mine for about a minute and a half in the microwave, and I found that was enough. If you want yours piping hot, go the full 2 or 3 minutes or whatever. And obviously, if I had done this inside of the cup itself, I would say that's pretty accurate. Within a minute, like a minute and a half, you would have your finished product. But because I did it in a bowl and a lot of the residual heat is already escaping, that's why it took a little bit longer to hydrate. Plus, it wasn't fully submerged. I need to mention that. So in here, the goal is to try to get your ramen, your dried ramen, dehydrated ramen, fully hydrated, fully submerged. The process goes a little bit easier. There's the kettle method. You can kind of see that. But anyways, totally happy with the results. I like the flavor. I like the fact that they're doing this in a vegetarian way, right? Without having to use actual shrimp. So they're mimicking that flavor, that taste through, whatever the ingredients are and the spices and all that good stuff. Anyways, I will put links down below in the description. There's some cool links to some other cool products as well. So make sure to check those out. I'm the Old Coot, and I'll catch you all on the next exciting video.